Hey, what's up? Hello, everyone. Welcome into Fantasy Filmball, the show where we turn movies into sports and sports into something we don't talk about here. My name is Matt.
My name is Dylan. We're back again with another waiver episode, this time for the final time for the month of February. We've had a lot of updates to the game. Oscar nominations are out, so there's so many points up on the leaderboard. So I guess let's just dive right into it, going down our leaderboards. And I don't want to gloat. I'm number one at the moment. I still think there's room for other people to come up. Jonathan has Oppenheimer. If it sweeps, could have put up a lot of points. Matt, you have Barbie. There's a resurgence later on. It could do something. Most of my films that
No.
are nominated for Oscars, I don't know if they win stuff. Killers, I have blanking. Zones, just international. And then American Fiction could take screenplay, but the majority of my team has hit most of its points, besides maybe like a solo win at BAFTA or at the Oscars down the line.
I come up in second place. I do not think I'm going to catch up, but I feel pretty solid where I am. That said, I'm going to be real, Jonathan. I think you might pass me. I think you might, Oppenheimer sweep all the way up into second place there, maybe even first. But yeah, I feel solid with where I am. I'm not expecting huge things for Barbie. I'm not expecting huge things for Maestro. There's really nothing else in my team that's going to boost me to a win. So I am sitting pretty at number 2 and hoping that Film Drunk does not destroy me. But Film Drunk is not in third place right now, because third place is currently Arno, who is not here today. And he sent a message to me. It's actually an email, and it says, "Do not read this until you start recording." All capital letters, very dramatic. This is what he says. "Jonathan and I are fighting for third place right now, so here is my message to him." Wow, this is real intense.
Wow.
20 or so days until the Oscars, but you'll wish you were in Mariupol. No guardians protecting your team now because there's a killer on the loose. I may not be showing up today, but call me Dodin Buffon and see what I got cooking. The promised land is mine, and ain't no monster getting in my way. This man wrote a full rap. There's no hope for you when Wishaw Rogowski boning outscores the creator. I'd show you how to have sex, but Damien Bernard already does it in Poor Things. What good is the iron claws of viscerated brotherhood when you got a family of 4 daughters? Your team is like Asteroid City, one populated intersection, nothing but desert. We live in a society, but it's not that of the snow. So prepared to get wonked as I drown you in a Naiad Taj Mahal. Oh, wait, you don't have that anymore. How unfortunate. You're feeling the salt burn from your failed trades. Critics put out the hit, but I was the hitman all along. You think you're dropping a bomb with Oppie, but it's your fall we'll make an anatomy out of. That was intense.
Wow. I
Oh
want
my
to hear Arno
God.
say that, but all in French. I feel that would amplify it so much more.
It's got to be in French with a few.
Jonathan's in fourth currently with 3,422, about like 60 points behind Arno. So I guess Jonathan, first, what is your response? I mean, that was pretty intense right there.
Got a diss track back.
I think he should win. I think he should win after doing that. Yeah, I can't shout out to him. You can have third place for doing that. That's pretty impressive. He even called back the Naiad trades. I mean, like he went deep in his bag for that one. Yeah, fourth place besides Oppenheimer. My second highest one, I'm looking at it now, is Saltburn, which me and Saltburn have the same amount of Oscar nominations. So I don't think it's in it for me, no matter how well Oppenheimer does. But shout out to him for doing that rap. That was crazy. That woke me up a little bit.
We love to hear it. And speaking of waking up, Brother Bro is out of sixth place. He's up to number 5, 2,512 points. How are you feeling today, Justin?
Well, I thought I was at number 6, so this is the best news I've received all week.
Raising up the ranks. Holdovers carrying you strong. Over 1,000 points. I mean, everyone this year has a film over 1,000 points, except Austin, who's almost there at number 6. Past Lives should maybe hit it with an additional win somewhere. It's just, can it win somewhere else?
No, it's not going to win anywhere else, I don't think. My team's pretty much toast. I don't think any of my films got more than 2 Oscar nominations. Yeah, I'm just going to try to not be in last place.
Naiad got the same amount of Oscar nominations as Past Lives. So to me, that means Naiad's stronger. It's the better film. We can all admit that at least. I guess no one agrees with me. Boom. Dang.
And Justin, I bet you're glad that you didn't take the Maestro for Holdovers trade, because now it actually looks like Paul Giamatti could win everything from now on.
That's true. I mean, I think the Maestro trade could have paid off if Bradley Cooper was a sweeper, and by God, no, he's not.
No, he sure is not. How are you guys? What are you guys thinking? Are you guys still riding with Cillian Murphy? Or are you with Paul Giamatti?
I'm thinking leaning towards Cillian Murphy. I
I
feel
am
like this
too.
might be
same.
a swing back to like a BAFTA, year.
I don't think SAG's going to go Giamatti personally, but I've seen a lot of
Yeah.
people say that that is happening. I think it's just Murphy from here.
I still have Murphy, even though I'm very tempted for Giamatti. It sounds like I'm more tempted than you all. It is only because when I do those like early predictions, like last March or April, whenever I did it, I had Murphy at 1 before Oppenheimer
Mm.
was what it was. So literally, that's the only reason I have a screenshot of that on my phone,
Oh
ready to
yeah.
tweet out. We're just
Oh,
absolutely in the drafts. So that's why
s-
I'm sticking with Murphy at
But did
1.
you
dude, that
ever
was me
move
with
him?
Paul Giamatti. I had Paul Giamatti in late March. I had Paul Giamatti at #1 in actor, and I moved him out
Mm,
like probably sometime around when Rustin premiered, and I was like, "Oh, it's Coleman Domingo now." It was not
mm.
Coleman Domingo. Now I'm team Cillian Murphy. Another question: are you guys riding with Emma Stone or Lily Gladstone right now?
Emma Stone all the way.
I'm
Yeah,
leaning
same
towards
here.
Emma Stone.
I'm with Emma Stone. It's always surprising to me to go on Twitter, to go on Reddit, to see people online being like, Lily Gladstone has it locked. She's
I
confirmed
agree.
winning. Because, like, there's nothing to me that says she's confirmed. If Lily Gladstone loses SAG, it's Emma Stone. If Emma Stone loses BAFTA, it depends on what happens at SAG.
I think I would lean Emma Stone, but it's closer in my head.
I think it's also pretty close in my head. Like I wouldn't go wider than 40-60.
Tough because it's looking like Best Actress is like the only award that either of those films can win right now, unless Poor Things comes back in like costumes or production
Cinematography.
design. Oh, you
Mm.
don't think cinematography is going to Oppie?
It's not a lock. Cinematography often does weird things. Remember when Nomadland looked absolutely certain for a win, and then Mank kind of just came out of nowhere? I mean, it had the ASC win, but BSC going for Poor Things over Oppenheimer is like a first indication that there could be something going on. So I'm going to keep watching for what happens at BAFTA, what happens at ASC. I don't think it's a lock for Oppenheimer because of how flashy Poor Things is.
I didn't realize the BSC did that. I have to look into what that means.
But you're totally right. Poor Things might just win Emma Stone or win nothing at all.
I think its floor is nothing, but its ceiling is winning like 4 awards with Stone, cinematography, costumes, or production. And then you can even throw an adapt and maybe even makeup right there, where it's #2 or #3 in most of those categories, or #1. So it has a wide margin of where it can go. I talked about in the past possibly making a trade of Arno for Poor Things for Killers. We did not make that trade. Arno's not here, so there's no last chance for that one to happen. But does anyone else have any films last moment before we move past our final trade deadline of any films they want to possibly ship for any final chances? I have Godzilla available if someone's really confident in that winning the Oscar for visual effects. I mean, it's not that many points, but I would listen to some offers for it.
Gonna be real with you. I don't think I'm gonna go for that.
Womp womp. Maybe some more enticing. It's still available. I got Wish here. It's nominated for casting at the Casting Guild. It can win that award.
Nah,
No one here's a Wish
no.
Avenger. Jeez, tough crowd out here today.
Although, what would you think, Dylan, Killers for
All
Barbie?
right. Killers for Barbie. That's about a 280 point
But
difference.
but
Uh,
but what is Killers winning from now on in if you're certain Lily Gladstone is not winning? Because I can tell you multiple things that Barbie is gonna win.
I mean, production design, costume, song equals what, like 75 points, and SAG, if it wins, that's another 50 points. So that's like 150 right there.
And then what if it takes some of the craft categories at BAFTA? That's some extra. There's guilds, all of the guilds that are ahead of us. That's going to add
Could take
up.
screenplay.
You know, it could take screenplay. That's still
Yeah,
completely possible.
I think I'm gonna have to turn it down. There is an angle to make the trade worth it, but I think I just gotta ride out with Killers here.
Fair enough. It was worth a shot.
Killer's missing screenplay for Zone of Interest was easily the most shocking thing I've seen.
I am
agree.
shook by that. I'm just shocked that it missed 4 Zone of Interest
Right,
in
right.
particular. Because, like, All of Us
Yeah.
Strangers could have been the one.
But it's going to be our last waivers here for February because we each get one more pick if we won it. And Jonathan, you weren't here last month, so you ended up skipping. You have the first overall priority here. What do you feel like dropping? What do you feel like picking up? Because contrary to some belief, I still think there's like 10 movies worth adding to rosters out here that are currently have over like 115 points right now.
Yeah, I was sick last time. I was dying. My lowest scoring one is the Iron Claw. Damn. That's tough. That's a tough beat right there. That's a tough beat. Even has less points than Monster, which is pretty crazy. No Oscar noms, so that's probably tapped out. I gotta stick to my taste. So I'm going to regrettably drop the Iron Claw, and I'm gonna pick up a little Tom Cruise action. I
There
want
it
I want that
goes.
Mission Impossible.
Great
I did,
pick. Great
I did
pick.
not expect either of those nominations to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was wild. All right,
It's
Arno
Tom
is
Cruise.
next. So Arno told me he's dropping the killer, and he wanted Mission Impossible, but he's picking up Io Capitano instead.
That makes sense
damn
for
it.
Arno. Arno loves him some international movies. Those are 3 nominations one Oscar morning that I definitely was expecting. But, I'm down for some Mission Impossible love. Finally, after like 7 movies, they can finally get 1 nomination.
I wish it was for Fallout, though. Fallout was so good.
So, Austin, you're up here. I'm assuming this is the end of the road for the bike riders.
Yep, it's time to let go of bike riders. I would have to take a second round pick next year. It's looking like my second round pick is going to be like 7th overall, probably. So yeah, it's not happening. I was hoping for one of those two, but I guess I'll go with my next pick, which is Rylane, which
Breaking my heart.
got a surprise Best Actress nomination at BAFTA. So that got a nice little bump in the last month.
Not a surprise at all. She should win the category. Rylane for Best Original Screenplay. Someone make it happen.
I love Rylane. I'm so disappointed that they just dumped it on Disney Plus. Like, it could have been something.
Let's move us over to Justin. I feel like there's a pretty obvious one that you dropped, but I know you talked about in the past dropping El Conde, so I'm sure glad that you didn't drop that one back then.
Oh yeah, I forgot that I got an Oscar nomination for that.
Yeah, you came really close to dropping it multiple times.
I was even looking through my films and like I saw El Conde and I was just like, I got two. I was like, there's only two films that got nominated, and I didn't even think about it because I have Spider-Verse and Holdovers. Everything else missed. Air got nothing.
You got Indiana Jones.
Beyond Utopia, I don't think I don't have Indiana Jones, do I?
You
Yeah,
do.
you
You
do.
picked it up last month.
Yeah.
Wow, I don't even write these things down, I guess.
You got a song nomination, American Symphony.
Yeah,
Hello.
good for me. Good Indiana Jones, but that's a good pick. I could drop Going to Mars, but like it has a lot of nominations other places. So I don't know points wise if I could get more by like picking up a different documentary or something.
I think there's a few Oscar nominees still on the board. I can count 3 in my head right now.
We could go with Bobby Wine, or Bobby Wine won something too. I'll go with Bobby Wine.
Damn it, Justin. I was hoping you wouldn't notice Bobby Wine.
That's other
Gone.
people's mistake. We predicted that.
Well, Matt, you're up
Man.
now. Bobby Wine's gone, but there's still, like I said, there's still 2 more Oscar nominees and some non-Oscar nominees that do have a fair share amount of points.
Well, yeah, I will not be taking one of the Oscar nominees because instead I'm going to be taking a BAFTA nominee, little indie film that has over 130 points.
Yeah,
So give me Scrapper.
that
It's
makes
a
sense.
cute little movie too. It's really sweet.
Well, this brings it to me, and I still have Wish on the board. I can't hold my Wish Vengers anymore because they're my only film under 100 points. So I'm gonna have to be dropping Wish here. I really want to have Rylane. Obviously, I knew I couldn't get Mission Impossible. I Capitano, Bobby Wine are gone. I could take some Oscar nominees. I mean, Teacher's Lounge is here, Namona's here. But I'm going to be honest, I don't really like either of those films. And I want to have something I do like. So give me John Wick Chapter 4 to round out this waiver priority. We've all seen it. So it can get me some extra little bonus points here.
And could win SAG stunts.
It could win that as well.
If they don't just go to Mission Impossible, which they very much could because it is an Oscar nominee. That's pretty good. That's, I guess, the game until the Oscars because there's still so many points to come. So much can change. It's really, I think right now, Jonathan's going to have this huge surge that comes with all the points coming in for Oppenheimer because, man, you got a sweeper. How many wins do you guys think Oppenheimer's going to get? Let's go over, under 7. What do we think? Over, under?
I have 8. I have 8 right
Over.
now.
I have 9. Am I crazy for thinking Emily Blunt could still win?
No, I have said this on the show multiple times where Matt's disagreed, where I think she could win BAFTA because BAFTA's weird and Randolph, they may not go with her. And if she wins BAFTA, how far off is she winning from SAG? She has
SAG
those
loves her
two.
too.
She wins those 2. Oscar's not that far away.
That would be one of the biggest mid-season twists. Honestly, I would be very against an Emily Blunt win, but I would love the drama of it all.
To make some controversial statements here, but besides Jodie Foster, I don't really want to see anyone else win. That's the only performance I really enjoy in that category.
Okay,
She's no Rachel
here's-
McAdams.
Here's my controversial take.
Oh boy, here we go.
I don't see why everyone's so pissed off at America Ferrera when Emily Blunt is nominated for about the same amount of material.
I think
don't know,
people
man.
kind of got over like the fact that Emily Blunt was going to get nominated for that, and like the tweets just came out, like they kind of trickled out, and it wasn't like a big talking point because we all expected it to happen. And then when America Ferrera got nominated, people were like throwing in their takes.
I was predicting Sandra Hüller to get in for Zone because there's always one extra Best Picture nominee that pops up somewhere in the acting nominations. I just picked the wrong movie. It was Barbie. It wasn't Zone.
Well, that's going to bring us to the end of this month's waivers. Make sure you tune in after the Oscars. We're going to have a recap talking about who wins the game. So make sure you come back for that. But until then, my name is Matt.
My name's Dyl, and this is Fantasy Filmball.